Yo, what is up guys, Paige here and welcome back to another video. Like always, hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day, and today I'm going to be going over the OBJECT-452K, a tier 9 Soviet collectible heavy tank. Now this vehicle recently arrived in an event called the Progestin Expo, and if you haven't seen my full-on review about this event and how it all works and how you could get the final reward being the OBJECT-452K, then I highly suggest you to go and watch that video. There'll be a link at the top right of your screen right about now. Now let's go right into the vehicle. Now, I think that this tank should be called a Frisbee. Because it is incredibly low to the ground. Its turret looks and is very, very thin. That is something that we haven't really seen from a lot of vehicles. The turret being very slanted and very small, as you can see here. Now, the tank is a heavy tank, but you're not going to get that usual heavy tank-esque playstyle out of this vehicle, since it is quite a large tank that cannot side scrape and does not really have good armor. While the turret can be incredibly strong, that is all it has in terms of armor. Everything else is pretty easily going to get penetrated by your enemies, and for that reason, it is a hull down only vehicle. Now, its maneuverability is actually fantastic, meaning that you can get to the medium flank if necessary, and it has decent enough gun depression that you're going to get 7 degrees, and it can, while it's not the most greatest of gun depression out there, it is a lot more than that of a normal Russian heavy tank, and you can use this very reliably in some situations on some ridgelines. Not all, but some. Now let's head straight into what I'm running. Equipment wise, I'm using calibrated shells, since I do think this tank needs a bit of penetration. Now, this tank blooms a lot when you are on the move, so I'm using double aiming time here, which is a very not thought after thing from me, because I usually like to run my refined gun. But on this vehicle, I highly suggest you to run vertical stabilizer, since it makes you a lot more accurate. Without it, you find yourself missing a lot of easy shells with this tank, and I'll go over that in just a second, why I do think this gun is a bit unreliable at times. Obviously, you want to have a stronger defense system, and then enhanced armor, since it doesn't have a lot of armor, and armor or more HP could be beneficial to this tank. I do like to still run enhanced armor just to make that turret just a bit more stronger. Quickest way I can explain that, then we got engine accelerator and improved optics. Provisions wise, I'm just running the basic. I'm running extra combat rations, improved fuel, and condensed milk. It's ready. Consumables, I'm not running speed or engine power boost, because there's no point. This tank is quite maneuverable on its own, and I don't think it needs the extra acceleration. Adrenaline, multi-repair kit, and a normal repair kit for this vehicle. Now let's head into the live gameplay. What do I think of this tank? Now, a lot of YouTubers and especially in the community are saying that this tank is absolutely awful, but personally I actually find this tank to be very enjoyable and a very good vehicle. Now obviously it's not going to be the greatest in all situations, as I do think that the gun is quite unreliable, like I mentioned, and while it does have fantastic alpha, meaning you can just butcher your enemies with very hard hitting guns, yeah, its reload is quite long, but not too long. That is not something you usually see. Like the E75 has longer reload than this and has roughly the same amount of alpha. So it's not the worst out there, but it could be a bit better. Now the accuracy, like I mentioned, can be great, but you need to run both those refined optics. And now I'm pushing up very aggressive here, and I could get hit by a waffle very easily, but I didn't. So, you know, that's always good. Now I'm going to try use my gun depression just a little bit over here, without getting shot by that RHM, because obviously it's an RHM and you don't want to get shot by that. Now, as you can see, the gun depression isn't amazing. You're going to find yourself not having enough gun depression in most situations, but because of its turret armor, you can be reliably very strong when hull down. So it just means that you're not going to get penned as easily when you are hull down, and for that reason, I do find it to be a fantastic tank, as while it's not a lot of gun depression, it's enough to be solid. Now maybe we can kill this Type 69, and we do. As you can see, the alpha is very nice. Not on that specific shell that I just shot, but maybe we can hit a 500 roll on this 55A just in a second here. I'm going to load up HE because I think... oh no, I cannot. Now, as you can see, one shell with AP, 519 damage. This tank hits very, very hard, and it makes it incredibly fun compared to a lot of the other heavy tanks that you could possibly play at this tier. The Kampfpanzer does have higher alpha, but I do find this tank to be a bit more fun because it is a lot more maneuverable than the Kampfpanzer, and for that reason, I do recommend this tank a great ton. Now, we're going to get that final shot on that T55A and see if we can go and farm out a few other guys here, like that IS-8. The RHM's going to die, so we can push up no problem. Here comes the Type 57 thinking he's going to butcher me, but he really isn't going to do much to me. I roll 511, and because of that high alpha, as you can see, you can reliably trade with lower tier tanks, especially even at tier 9. Now, the heat is very good on this tank as well if you are running calibrated shells, and as you can see, I can just butter straight through that Type 57's turret, and I'm just going to go push up because I want damage. Obviously, I'm going to see if I can ram this Type 57 if this T-54 doesn't kill him, and maybe, nah, we're not going to go for him. Let's just go for this IS-8 because obviously I want damage. 478 roll, another really nice roll there, and maybe we can get one final roll into this E75. We are slowly but surely losing this. Well, not really losing it, but my teammates are dying to these two guys that are chilling here. I roll quite low on that E75. 417 is not something you usually see from this tank, and Type 57 might get an easy shell into me. I'm going to try side scrape, but one thing you should know about this vehicle is that it cannot side scrape. It is only good when held down. Every other way, it's going to get penned. If you're side scraping, you're going to get penned. If you're showing your lower or your entire hull, you're going to get penned, which kind of sucks if you think of it, but honestly, I don't think it's a massive downfall for this vehicle. I do find this tank to be very fun, and if you are someone who's listening to those content creators and thinking, oh, okay, I don't want to get this tank because it sounds like it's a piece of poop, yeah, it's not. In my opinion, it's a fantastic tank. You do need to have a bit of skill in order to play it, but it is a very, very strong tank, and there's no doubt about that. If you are held down, if you use that maneuverability that this tank has, then you are going to do very well in it. Now, as you can see, I completely got the top rank on the team, and that is what you're going to get in this vehicle. You can expect that since its gun, while it's not the most best in terms of DPM, you have a very high alpha gun, and you can just outtrade your enemies when poking, and as long as you stay held down, no one is really going to pen you, and that's what I love about this tank. It's not like your Crown Bargain where you're definitely not going to get penned. You do have some hatches on the roof, and the turret can be penned by higher alpha or higher penning guns, and so you should just take aware of that because you're not completely impenetrable like you aren't in every other tank. But yeah, you just need to play this like you would in other heavies and just give it a bit more of a chance, because everyone is not giving this tank a chance, and I do believe it requires some chance here because I think it is a fantastic tank. Let me know what you guys think in the comment down below or in my Discord server. There is a link to join that in the description. If you guys enjoyed this, you can let me know by leaving a like and subscribing. It really helps me out and I greatly appreciate it. We're hopefully going to hit 1,000 subscribers fairly soon. It's a big dream of mine, like I've said in every video, and I cannot thank you guys for all the support that you've been giving the channel lately. Anyways, guys, that's it for me today. Hopefully your shells hit their marks, and I'll check you in the next one. Cheers.